Welcome to part 3 of The Power of Now. If you've come this far, you're already beginning to feel it. The silence beneath the noise, the awareness behind the thoughts, the peace that doesn't come from outside, but from within. In this part, we take a bold step forward. We'll uncover the roots of emotional pain, understand how the ego keeps us trapped in suffering, and learn how presence can dissolve that pain at its source. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2 yet, I highly recommend going back. This journey is powerful, but it unfolds layer by layer. And before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of this transformation. Your awakening is not a destination, it's a return to now. Let's begin. Chapter 7. Portals into the unmanifested. What is the unmanifested? In Chapter 7, Tolle introduces a concept that might sound a little mystical, the unmanifested. But don't worry, it's simpler than it sounds. The unmanifested refers to the realm beyond form, the space of pure consciousness, the source of all things before they manifest into the physical world. It's like the energy behind all things. Everything we see, hear, touch, or experience in the physical world originates from this unmanifested realm. And here's the key: you have direct access to it. You don't have to do anything special to get there. You can experience it in your daily life if you know where to look. The space between thoughts. The first portal into the unmanifested is something you've likely overlooked: the space between your thoughts. Thoughts come and go, right? But between those thoughts, there's a pause, a stillness. That pause is the unmanifested. Most of the time, our minds are busy, filled with endless thinking. But when you start to pay attention, you realize that between those thoughts, there's a gap, a moment of silence. This gap, however brief, is a portal to pure consciousness. If you start to focus on the space between your thoughts, you'll begin to connect with something much deeper than your thinking mind. You'll tap into that unmanifested space of stillness and peace, and the more you connect with it, the more present you become. Presence as a portal. Another portal to the unmanifested is presence itself. When you fully inhabit the present moment, without the distraction of your mind or your ego, you are directly connecting with the unmanifested. Presence allows you to be with life as it is, without judgment, without trying to control or shape it. In the present moment, you step into that space of pure being. You are no longer lost in the past or the future. You are simply here, and in that space of here-ness, you align with the unmanifested. The body as a portal. Your body, as we explored in Chapter 6, is another portal to the unmanifested. When you tune into your body's aliveness, you connect with the energy that is beyond form. Your body is not just a physical object, it's a living, breathing expression of the unmanifested realm. By becoming aware of your inner body, you access the deeper dimension of yourself that is beyond thought and ego. In that stillness, you experience a direct connection with the unmanifested. Nature as a portal. Nature is one of the most accessible portals to the unmanifested. When you stand in front of a beautiful tree, listen to the sound of the wind, or gaze at the stars, you are encountering something that is beyond the physical form. Nature operates in the present moment. It is free from the mental noise that distracts us. When you immerse yourself in nature, you feel a sense of peace and connection that goes beyond thought. That's the unmanifested energy speaking to you. Nature is a reminder of the deeper reality that exists beyond the surface of things. The power of silence. Silence is another powerful portal to the unmanifested. In a world filled with noise, silence is rare, but it is essential for connecting with the deeper dimension of life. Silence allows you to experience the present moment without the interference of the mind. In that space of silence, you become more attuned to the unmanifested. When you create moments of silence in your life, whether through meditation, sitting quietly, or simply listening to the sounds around, you begin to experience the vastness and stillness that exists beyond the physical world, the unmanifested and the present moment. The ultimate portal to the unmanifested is the present moment. The present is where you can directly experience the unmanifested realm, because in the now, all form disappears. You stop identifying with the physical, the mental, and the emotional. Instead, you simply are. You are the stillness, you are the silence, you are the unmanifested. Tolle encourages us to surrender to the present moment. By doing so, we connect with the source of all life, the unmanifested realm. The present moment is not just a fleeting point in time, it is the doorway to infinite peace, stillness, and consciousness. So, here's the essence of Chapter 7. The unmanifested is the realm of pure consciousness and stillness, and you can experience it through portals like silence, presence, the space between thoughts, nature, and your body. By being aware of these portals, you move beyond the surface of life and connect with the deeper reality that is always available to you. Chapter 8. Enlightened relationships. The shift in relationships. In Chapter 8, Tolle shifts our focus to relationships, one of the most powerful and transformative aspects of our lives. Most of us view relationships as a way to find happiness, fulfillment, or validation. But the truth is, relationships can become a portal to awakening if we approach them from a place of presence. When you bring presence into a relationship, you stop seeing the other person through the filter of your thoughts, judgments, and expectations. Instead, you see them as they truly are, without the ego's distortions. This shift transforms relationships from sources of drama and conflict to sources of peace and enlightenment. The ego in relationships. The ego is always looking to fulfill itself through relationships. It wants to be validated, praised, and recognized. When the ego is in control, relationships become about getting love, attention, approval, and even control. But this creates problems because no relationship can ever fully satisfy the ego's endless demands. The ego also projects its own needs and desires onto others. We often look for someone to complete us, to fix us, or to make us happy. But the truth is, no person can ever truly fulfill the ego's insatiable desires. And when we depend on others to fill that void, we set ourselves and them up for disappointment. The role of presence in relationships. Presence, on the other hand, transforms relationships. When you are present with someone, you are fully there, not distracted by your thoughts or judgments. You don't need the other person to be anything other than who they are. You accept them as they are, and you are not attached to any specific outcome from the relationship. In this space of presence, love flows naturally. It's not something you have to get from the other person, but something you give freely. Love becomes an energy that transcends the mind's judgments and the ego's needs. It becomes a pure experience of connection, where both people are truly seen and appreciated for who they are, not what they can provide or fulfill. Letting go of expectations. One of the most powerful ways to bring presence into your relationships is to let go of expectations. Most of the time, we enter relationships with certain expectations. We expect the other person to behave a certain way, to meet our needs, or to make us happy. But when you drop these expectations and simply allow the relationship to unfold, you free both yourself and the other person. You stop trying to control or change the dynamic, and instead, you embrace whatever is happening in the moment. This creates space for real connection and understanding to emerge. The power of acceptance. Acceptance is a key element of enlightened relationships. It means accepting the other person exactly as they are, without trying to change them or mold them into your image of who they should be. When you accept someone fully without judgment, you create a safe space for them to be themselves. This acceptance fosters trust, love, and understanding. It allows both individuals to grow and evolve without the pressure to be something they're not. The relationship with yourself. An important point Tolle makes in this chapter is that your relationship with yourself is the foundation of all other relationships. If you cannot accept and love yourself, you'll always be seeking validation from others. If you rely on others to make you feel whole, you'll never find true peace. True love and acceptance begin within. When you are at peace with yourself, you bring that peace into your relationships. When you are truly present with yourself, you can be present with others in a way that creates genuine connection and love. Enlightened relationships in practice. So how do you put all of this into practice? Start by becoming aware of the ego's influence in your relationships. Notice when you're expecting something from the other person or projecting your desires onto them. Then, shift your focus back to presence. Simply be with the other person without needing anything from them. When you interact with others from a place of presence, you'll notice that the relationship becomes more harmonious. You won't be caught up in drama or conflict. Instead, you'll experience peace, understanding, and deep connection. The ultimate goal. Tolle explains that the ultimate goal in relationships is to transcend the ego. When both people in a relationship let go of their egos, they are able to experience true love and connection. In this space, the relationship becomes a sacred experience where both individuals grow, evolve, and awaken together. In Chapter 8, Tolle teaches us that relationships can be a profound pathway to enlightenment. By letting go of the ego's demands, embracing presence, and accepting others as they are, we can transform our relationships into something much deeper and more fulfilling. When we live from a place of presence, love becomes the natural expression of who we are. In Part 4, we'll go even deeper into the enlightened relationships, the dissolution of time, and what it truly means to live from presence every single day. If this message touched something within you, don't just let it pass. Subscribe now and stay on this journey with me. Like, share your reflections in the comments, and if you missed any part, especially part 1 or 2, go back and experience it fully. The transformation is real, and the now is always here. I'll see you in part 4.